All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to unlock a communication secret that is so simple, yet so powerful, it could literally change the way you connect with people. We're talking about something called the Genius Parrot Ritual. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. That word, paraphrasing, it probably takes you straight back to high school English class, right? It was that tedious thing you had to do in your essays just to make sure you didn't get in trouble for copying. It's kind of a chore. But what if I told you that this thing we all thought was just a boring school rule is actually a secret weapon? That it's the key to forging real connections, dodging huge misunderstandings, and showing someone that you are truly listening. Yeah, this forgotten skill is basically the difference between a conversation that feels kind of hollow and one that actually feels deep and meaningful. It's the kind of thing that helps you totally sidestep those pointless arguments and prove that you're there, in the moment, with the other person. So what's getting in our way? Why aren't we all doing this? Well, it's time to meet the villain of this story, our own brain stuck on autopilot. This is the #1 reason so many of our day-to-day chats can feel, well, a bit empty. You know the feeling, right? Someone's talking to you, but instead of really absorbing what they're saying, your brain is already jumping ahead. You're busy crafting your perfect reply, thinking about a story you want to tell, or maybe even just wondering what's for dinner. We're not really listening, we're just waiting for our turn to speak. And this, right here, is the huge difference. On one side, you've got listening to respond. That's our autopilot brain, where, let's be honest, the focus is all on you. But when you make the switch over to listening to understand, everything changes. You're actually processing their message, and the focus is entirely on them. That's where the magic happens. See, when our brain is stuck there, just waiting to talk, real connection, it's pretty much impossible. But hey, don't worry. Every good story needs a hero, right? And our hero is this thing called paraphrasing. But we're going to give it a cooler name, the Genius Parrot Ritual. This is the simple, powerful tool that can snap your brain right out of that autopilot mode and force it to actually pay attention. So what is it really? It's super simple. You're just repeating the main idea of what someone just told you, but, and this is key, you're using your own words. You're not just a robot mimicking them. It's like you're holding up a mirror to what they just said, showing them, hey, I got it. This is what I heard. And you know what the best part is? This is so easy to do. Seriously, I'm going to break it down for you into a simple 3-step ritual that you can get the hang of almost immediately. Okay, so here are the 3 parts of the ritual: the reflection, the creative summary, and finally, the confirmation question. Let's walk through exactly how this plays out in a real conversation. All right, step 1, the reflection. This is all about the opener, the phrase you use to kick things off. By starting with something simple like, so what you're telling me is, it literally forces your brain to hit pause on whatever you are about to say and actually think about their words. You're shifting from just reacting to truly reflecting. Okay, let's put this into a real-world scenario. Imagine your friend comes to you and says this. Now, the autopilot response would be to jump right in with advice, right? Well, you should just ask for more details, or, oh, that happened to me once. But a genius parrot does something way more powerful. And boom, this is the creative summary in action. See the difference? It's huge, right? You're not just parroting their words back. You've summarized the core issue, and even more importantly, you've identified the feeling behind it, the frustration. You've just shown them you get the situation and how it's making them feel. And then you stick the landing with the final step, the confirmation question. Tacking on a simple phrase like, is that right, at the end, does 2 incredibly powerful things. 1, it makes the other person feel totally heard and validated. And 2, it gives them the chance to correct you or add more info, which guarantees you're both perfectly in sync. Okay, so why go through all this trouble? What's the big payoff? Well, mastering this little ritual doesn't just make you a better listener. It completely changes the game. Let's talk about the reward. When you really boil it down, this whole ritual is just a powerful act of respect. You're basically saying, without saying it, hey, I'm here with you. What you're saying matters, and I'm giving you my full attention to make sure I understand. That is a message that people rarely get, and it's incredibly powerful. And the rewards for doing this? They're massive. First off, you show genuine respect. That alone helps you get rid of those costly, embarrassing misunderstandings. And because you're building that trust, you'll find that people just naturally start opening up to you more. They'll see you as smarter and more empathetic.
And all of that leads to deeper, more meaningful connections in every single part of your life.
So really, the only question left is, what conversation are you going to transform today? Who's going to be the first person to experience you as this incredibly present, engaged, and empathetic listener? So give it a shot. I mean, what have you got to lose? The results? Well, they might just blow you away.